I thought I was doing everything right. That's what I told myself as I sat in the doctor's office last spring, listening to her explain why my energy was tanking, why I was getting dizzy more often, and why I couldn't walk a full block without feeling like my knees were on fire. My name's Michael. I'm 68 years old. I've raised 2 kids, retired early, and always considered myself pretty healthy, or at least healthy enough. I brushed my teeth, took my vitamins, went for the occasional walk. You know, the usual. But that day, Doctor, Lawrence leaned in and said something that completely changed the way I think about aging. Michael, it's not the big things that sneak up on us. It's the small ones we ignore every day. She told me that most older adults, even the ones who think they're taking care of themselves, are unknowingly skipping 5 key areas of personal health and hygiene, simple parts of the body that get overlooked, yet have a massive impact on energy, balance, immune strength, and even brain health. She wasn't trying to scare me, but she did scare me in the best possible way, because when I started paying attention to these areas, everything changed. Within 2 months, my joint pain had eased up. I started sleeping through the night. And for the first time in years, I actually wanted to go outside for a walk, not because I had to, but because I could. And here's the crazy part. None of it required expensive supplements, gym memberships, or hours in the bathroom. Just a few small, consistent changes that I'll share with you in this video. So if you're over 55, or if you love someone who is, stick with me. These 5 overlooked areas could be the difference between feeling like you're just surviving and feeling like you're really living again. Let's start with the one that shocked me the most. It's not your heart, your back, or even your joints. It's something even more surprising, and it's right under your nose. Literally. But before we get to that surprising body part under your nose, I want to share something even more personal, something that nearly stole my independence. A few years back, I was helping my granddaughter move into her first apartment. I bent down to pick up a box. Nothing too heavy, and I couldn't get back up without help. My legs just wouldn't cooperate. I laughed it off at the time, blaming stiff knees and too many donuts. But deep down, I felt something shift that day. Later, Dr. Lawrence gave that moment a name: sarcopenia. It sounds like one of those fancy medical terms you'd see on a bottle of pills, but it's actually something that affects almost every older adult, often without us even realizing it. Sarcopenia is the natural loss of muscle mass that comes with aging. But don't let the word natural fool you. It's also dangerous. By the time we reach 80 years old, we can lose up to 50% of the muscle mass we had in our younger years. Half! That's not just about looking less toned. That's about losing strength, stability, and eventually our independence. Dr. Lawrence told me it's one of the leading hidden causes of falls, broken hips, hospital stays, and even early death in seniors. And the worst part, most people don't feel it happening until it's already done damage. That box I couldn't lift, that wasn't just a sore knee. That was my body quietly telling me, you're not as strong as you used to be. And if you don't do something soon, it's only going to get worse. I'll be honest, that scared me more than any blood test ever could, because I don't want to be the guy who can't get out of a chair. I don't want to depend on a walker or nurse just to move around my own home. The good news is, sarcopenia isn't a life sentence. It's not completely reversible, but it is manageable. Small, consistent strength-building movements, even just body weight squats while holding the kitchen counter, can rebuild muscle. Adding more lean protein to meals, staying active, and avoiding long periods of sitting. That's how we fight back. That's what I started doing. Slowly, carefully, but every single day. Because the truth is, aging doesn't mean we have to shrink. We just have to learn how to grow stronger, even when the world expects us to get weaker. After learning about sarcopenia, I did what most people do. I turned to the internet. Then I called up my old doctor, and I'll be honest with you, what I found left me more confused than confident. Just walk more. One article said, take calcium. Another suggested, my doctor. He told me it's just a part of aging. Michael, don't stress too much. But here's the thing, walking isn't enough. And calcium, that's more for bones than muscles. And don't even get me started on don't stress. When you realize your strength is slipping away, it's hard not to stress. That's when I discovered something shocking. 93% of older adults have no idea how to prevent or reverse muscle loss. That's right. Almost all of us are walking around, losing strength every year, without even knowing we can fight back. Even worse, many traditional doctors are still giving outdated advice, missing the mark on what new science is showing us. Recent research has shown that targeted resistance training, even just using resistance bands or light dumbbells, is far more effective than casual walking. It builds the type of muscle fibers that support balance, protect joints, and keep us mobile as we age. Nutrition matters. 2, for years, we were told to cut fat, avoid red meat, and eat small portions. But modern studies show that older adults actually need more protein than younger people, not less. Without it, your muscles simply can't repair and grow, no matter how much you exercise. So why aren't we being told this? Why are so many seniors still doing laps around the mall, thinking that's enough, while their legs quietly lose power week after week? It's not because people don't care. It's because they don't know. That's why I started digging deeper. I read studies, talked to geriatric specialists, and began changing my own daily habits, step by step. I learned which exercises actually matter. I figured out how to get the right nutrients without turning every meal into a science project. And most importantly, I learned how to listen to my own body. Now I want to share those lessons with you, not as a doctor, not as a trainer, but as someone who's living it, just like you. Because if someone had told me this stuff 10 years ago, I could have saved myself years of weakness, falls, and frustration. So if you're tired of vague advice, outdated tips, and feeling left behind, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm sharing real, science-backed tips for staying strong, energized, and independent as we age. Not gimmicks, not guesswork, just practical advice that actually works for real people like us. Let's grow stronger together, one habit, one video, one day at a time. As I started learning more about muscle loss and sarcopenia, I quickly realized something crucial. You don't have to accept weakness as a natural part of aging. There are clear, scientifically backed solutions that can help you maintain muscle mass and even reverse some of the damage that's already been done. And trust me, when I discovered them, I was amazed at how simple yet powerful these changes were. First off, strength training. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Michael, I'm not trying to become a bodybuilder. And trust me, I'm not suggesting you do either. But here's the deal. Research shows that lifting weights or using resistance bands as little as 2-3 times a week can significantly help prevent muscle loss. You don't need to lift heavy dumbbells or spend hours in the gym. Just 15-20 minutes of focused resistance exercises targeting different muscle groups can go a long way in maintaining strength. And the science behind it. Resistance training increases the production of growth hormones and stimulates the muscles to repair and build themselves, preventing further atrophy. Even more impressively, it has been shown to improve bone density, balance, and mobility, all things we desperately need as we get older. Next, let's talk about protein. I always thought protein was just for gym rats, but after doing some research, I realized that older adults need more protein than younger folks to help with muscle repair and growth. Experts recommend getting at least 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day. So, if you weigh 150 pounds, about 68 kilograms, that's about 70-80 grams of protein daily. This can come from sources like chicken, fish, eggs, legumes, or even plant-based protein powders, if you prefer. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Timing matters. You don't have to eat all that protein in one sitting. Studies show that spreading your protein intake throughout the day, with every meal containing around 20-30 grams of protein, can maximize muscle protein synthesis. I started making sure each meal was balanced with lean protein, and I immediately noticed improvements in my energy and strength. Finally, staying active throughout the day is crucial. You don't have to be in a gym all the time, but simple activities like walking, yoga, or light stretching can keep your muscles engaged and prevent stiffness. Studies also suggest that being more active can help your body use protein more efficiently to build muscle. These solutions aren't complex. They're not about expensive pills or gimmicks, just a few small, daily habits that, when combined, can make a huge difference. As I began implementing these small, science-backed changes into my routine, I quickly realized how simple and effective they really were. And the best part, these actions aren't about making drastic changes that leave you feeling overwhelmed. They're simple tweaks that anyone can start doing today to help maintain muscle mass and boost overall health, even as we age. Let's start with cold showers. I know it sounds a bit extreme, but bear with me. Research shows that cold exposure, even just for 30 seconds at the end of your regular shower, can actually help reduce muscle inflammation, increase circulation, and even boost energy. It's a little uncomfortable at first, but once you get used to it, the benefits are incredible. I now make it a habit to turn the water to cold for the last 30 seconds of my shower, and it's become a refreshing, energizing part of my daily routine. Then there's the issue of protein. As I mentioned earlier, getting enough protein is critical for maintaining muscle mass. A simple goal I've set for myself is to eat 25-30 grams of protein at every meal, whether it's a serving of chicken, a scoop of protein powder, or a hearty helping of beans. Ensuring that I hit that target at each meal has made a noticeable difference in my energy levels and strength. I also made another commitment to myself. I now sauna or steam 4-7 times per week. These sessions help improve circulation, reduce muscle soreness, and support my overall well-being. Plus, the heat can help flush out toxins from the body and improve the function of the lymphatic system, which is important for detoxification. While it's not something you need to do every single day, aiming for 4-7 sessions a week is a manageable goal that will provide solid benefits over time. And don't overlook the power of vitamin D. With so many of us spending more time indoors, it's easy to miss out on this crucial nutrient. Vitamin D plays a key role in muscle function and bone health. For older adults, getting the right amount is even more important. I personally make sure to take one. 002 OOIU of vitamin D daily. This amount has been shown to support healthy bones, improve muscle function, and even boost immune health. It's a small supplement that makes a big difference, especially in the winter months when sunlight is scarce. By incorporating just a few simple habits into my daily routine, I've seen significant changes in how I feel. And the best part, these habits are something anyone can start doing today. I encourage you to give them a try and see how they work for you. If you want more tips like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey toward better health and well-being. As I began following these new habits, I couldn't help but think of the many examples I had seen of people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, who seemed to be in better shape than some people in their 40s. It was astonishing. I mean, here I was, just starting my journey, and I could hardly believe it when I saw older adults who were not just surviving, but thriving. These individuals weren't just physically fit, they had the energy, the independence, and the vitality I once thought was reserved for younger people. Take, for example, Edith, a woman I met at the local community center. She's 82 years old and walks 3 miles every morning, faster than some of the younger folks I know. She told me that she never really thought about getting older in terms of limitations. Instead, she focused on what her body was capable of, and it paid off. Her secret: she's been consistent with a fitness routine, eats balanced meals with high protein content, and she regularly practices mindfulness to reduce stress. Or consider Jim, a 74-year-old retired school teacher who still plays tennis twice a week. He may have a few gray hairs, but his movements on the court are sharp, and he's quicker than some of the younger players who challenge him. His secret, he says, is never allowing himself to slow down. I keep moving, and I stay engaged in life. He told me with a grin. Jim's enthusiasm reminded me that age isn't a limit. It's an opportunity to redefine what healthy aging can look like. These stories aren't rare. In fact, they're becoming more common as more people embrace what science now knows: the power to maintain muscle mass and overall health as we age is in our hands. With the right habits, people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s can enjoy the strength, stamina, and mental sharpness of someone decades younger. It all comes down to taking action, just like Edith and Jim did. And that's exactly what I'm here to share with you: that it is possible to feel better, move better, and live better even as you get older. I'm living proof of that. And trust me, if they can do it, so can you. In fact, I'm not just here to talk about how others have done it. I want to show you exactly how you can make it happen for yourself. So, let me ask you this. Are you ready to start your journey towards feeling 20 years younger, no matter what your age is? As I reflect on my journey, I realize that taking small, intentional steps each day can lead to remarkable improvements in our health and well-being as we age. Michael's story has shown me that it's never too late to prioritize our muscle health, nutrition, and self-care by incorporating simple habits like regular protein intake, resistance exercises, and taking care of our skin and bones with vitamin D. We can defy the challenges that come with aging. These actions don't require drastic changes, but they can drastically improve your strength, energy, and overall health. The key is consistency and mindfulness. Remember, it's the small habits we build every day that pave the way for a stronger, more independent future. If you found this video valuable and inspiring, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the Senior Moments Matt channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another update. I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, experiences, or any questions you might have in the comments below. Let's start a conversation about how we can all take better care of ourselves as we age. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing your stories.